This is a video that I really didn't want to make, but here we are. As you can see behind me, there is no Subaru Outback Wilderness. We have our 2024 Chevy ZR2, but no Outback Wilderness. And it isn't through any fault of our own, but the Subaru Outback Wilderness is no more. So I'm going to tell you the story of what happened to our Subaru Outback Wilderness and what our plans are moving forward. So the first thing is that the Subaru Outback is 100% totaled. It is not coming back, and I'm pretty upset about it. I really liked that car. As some of you may know, that was my dream Subaru Outback, and the fact that it is no longer with us is really upsetting. The good news is that the incident that made it totaled, no one was hurt. I was by myself. So Evan and Dane weren't in the vehicle, but it is kind of a tragic situation. So I was driving down to kind of one of our bigger cities known as Montrose, Colorado, and I was stopped at one of the lights on the highway. I was the second car back from the light. I've driven this road 1,000 times. Well, a lot of people tend to speed on this road, and so sometimes you hear screeching brakes behind you. Well, this time, those brakes made impact. I was hit by another vehicle, which pushed the Subaru into the truck with a hitch in front of my vehicle, causing the Subaru to do what Subarus do best, and that is to save their owners. So our Subaru Outback did what it was supposed to do. It crumpled in the zones it was supposed to crumple in. I walked away unscathed. So where do we go from here? Well, I have to go vehicle shopping. That's clearly what's going to happen. But what am I going to be looking at and what am I not going to be looking at? So I did previously, after it happened, just to get my feet wet in the game again, I did drive a Maverick XLT, and I am so sorry if you like your Mavericks, but I hated it. I didn't like it. Dane thought it was kind of fun, but it was kind of Saturn fun, like not super great. I thought that it looked like it had a bathroom countertop as part of its dashboard. Don't come at me, but it was just ugly and I didn't like it, and I'm sorry, but it was giving bathroom countertop vibes. I couldn't do it. So those are not on the list. So we've kind of narrowed down what we were thinking we'd probably go look at. We are course shopping used versus new. And I think the plan moving forward here is, as I kind of, my short list, I want to start with is a Nissan S. Yes, the S, because we're gonna probably go base as we can to save some money here because the interest rates aren't great. Nobody's really offering too many incentives. But we're gonna start with the Nissan S because it has just enough niceties. I really think like Nissan has done a really great job on the 2025s, and that S is a lot better than the S's used to be. So we're gonna try that this coming weekend. I'm gonna go back to Ford, even after the bathroom countertop incident. And I'm going to try out a Bronco Sport because they have a couple used new ones that were used as like transport vehicles, but they're still saying they're having a lot of discounts on those. So that could be coming to the channel maybe. They have a couple trims that I'm kind of excited. One, they only have two with the tow package though. I think that's one of my requirements though, is anything I'm gonna get must have a tow package. So we can tow the dirt bikes or our trailer with either vehicle without having to feel like only Grizzly can do it, because I don't like putting all that weight on our Super Shocks. I won't lie. Like when you overload the Super Shocks on the back, I feel really bad, and I don't want to have any issues with those here moving forward. So I'd like to take some of the weight off Grizzly sometimes, especially if we can put a trailer on the other one. Anywho, back to vehicles. I think the other one I'd like to try out at Ford is they have a Ford Ranger XL. I've seen the XLTs and they're very fancy. They run around $40,000 to $42,000. But this XL has a discount because of the Ford employee pricing right now. So I'm gonna take a look at that. I haven't found too many differences online between the XL and the XLT. So I'm hoping it'll be a pleasant surprise and a pleasant experience. So that one is kind of my dark horse, hoping that it turns out better, because after my Ford Maverick experience, I kind of got a little bit worried about Ford and their designs. So we're gonna see about that. The next thing I found I wanna test drive is a used Jeep Gladiator Willys, or Willis, depending on how you want to pronounce that. I think that that could be fun. I know that I'm not a giant fan of the removable top, and I need to make sure it doesn't have any wheel shimmies and things like that, because death wobble is a thing, and I don't want to have that in a vehicle that's more of a daily driver. Now the pro on that one is it does tow a lot, just kind of like the Ranger. The Ranger's like 7,000 pounds or something. So I think those two are definitely prime candidates, along with the Nissan, because it also tows pretty decently as well. The other thing I'm considering is maybe a half ton. Those ones would definitely have to be used, and so I'm gonna have to vet each one of them. I know there's a Ram Rebel near us that I wanna try out. Yeah, a Rebel, it's pretty cool. So, and that one's at one of the other dealerships we're gonna look at the Jeep at. So we can look at both of those there, and I'm hoping that maybe the Ram Rebel will like edge that out, because I've always wanted a Rebel. So commuter won't fit in here. The garage is definitely too short to fit a Ram Rebel, but we can park it out in the shop out back. The other thing we could consider is getting another Chevy Trail Boss if we can find a decent used one out there. As far as SUVs go, it's just the Bronco Sport so far that is tripping my trigger, since my Outback selection out here is just terrible right now. Now, if an Outback pops up in the next couple days before we start looking, I'm definitely going to go look at that. I can guarantee you, I will be looking at whatever Outback pops up that meets the price point. Right now, everything seems to be in transit or is too much money. And they have zero wildernesses right now where I'm at. I looked at Foresters. I'm just not a giant fan of the Forester. I would prefer the Outback model. And of course, why am I not waiting until 2026? Because I need a car now. I can't just keep driving the rental. So yeah, I need to find something. Hopefully by the time I find something, my paperwork for my totaling out will be finalized. But if you guys have any vehicle suggestions, please put them down below. If you have any comments about some of the ones we're looking at, problems we should be aware of, that would be also welcomed information. Because I've been researching and researching, and it doesn't seem like I'm finding anything useful, just normal things. Like, one of the reasons we bought the Outback is because it doesn't have too many issues overall. But now, here we are. I think we're gonna wrap it up here, and just know that I'm gonna miss my Outback. I really am. It was a great car. Even though we had complaints about it, you have complaints about everything, trust me. This one did something the other day. He was a naughty boy, but it's fixed now. And it was making me so mad. But every vehicle does have quirks. And of course the Outback had quirks. And I was okay with those quirks, and that's why we had it. So I'm hoping I can find another vehicle that makes me want to drive it like I wanted to drive my Subaru. Obviously I love driving Grizzly, but Dane and I both can't drive Grizzly all the time. So yeah, this is getting really long, I'm sorry. So why don't we wrap it up here, and please like, subscribe, and share with your friends. If you have had an Outback save your life, comment down below. And hopefully we will have a vehicle reveal here soon. I'm kind of leaning either Ram Rebel, maybe full-sized, but it's probably too big. It's too big, it's too big. We must go mid-size, right? Right? Maybe.